Hi everyone, my name is Poodle and welcome back to my channel. So we are here to do our November monthly reset. I can't believe it's already November, so much has happened, but I can't wait to get into all the numbers. If you are new here, a quick little recap about me. My name is Poodle, I am 27, I live in Philadelphia, and I work in finance. My salary is $57,000, plus I've got a couple little side hustles that make me a couple hundred a month on average. This video, we're just going to be going over my income and spending during October. If you're interested in my net worth update and my investing journey, be sure to check out my next video. So let's just jump right into my Notion template. This is my finance tracker that I made on Notion. If you're interested in getting this for yourself, I'll have the link in the description over to my Etsy store for you to go check it out. But I genuinely use this every day. I love it so much, and I love that it's purple. But just because I love it's purple doesn't mean you might, but everything's customizable. You know, in case you want to change it up a little bit. There's a video I've got on my channel too of how I use this and how to customize it and everything, so be sure to check that out. Okay, let's just scroll past this net worth stuff. This is spoilers for the next video. Okay, down to our budgeting. So quick little overview of my budgeting. My fixed costs are about $1,100, and that includes my rent of $750. I've got a roommate, so that's my portion. I budget about $100 for utilities, but this really varies. My gym membership is $25. My car insurance, I budget $170, but it's usually like $180, so I really should change this, but I don't know, that's what I've got written down for right now. I budget about $40 for gas and then $13 for Spotify. My membership is like 12 something, so I just rounded up. And so that brings me to about $1,100 in fixed costs every month. That doesn't include like groceries or anything. I count that like outside of this. This is just like my fixed things that I know I need to pay and are usually like the same every month. So my paychecks can vary a little bit depending on the exact amount of time I work, but I get about $1,500 every other week, bi-weekly, and so every payday I have a little routine of where things go. So I put $375.50 to rent, and the reason I've got a 50 there is because the platform that we use to pay rent charges like a 99 cents fee, which sucks. So I just kind of budget that into the rent. So I put that into my rent sinking fund. And then I put $174 to my bills sinking fund. This is for the other fixed costs. And by keeping all this money in the sinking funds, that's also getting me a little extra interest in the high yield savings account. And then I try to always put $600 towards investing, which usually goes pretty well, but I'm expecting my next video, my like December reset, to look a little different because man, I've had some expensive things happen at like the end of October, beginning of November. So this video and my next video, next month's video, you will really see that. But we'll go into all of that later. So my monthly investing goal is like $1,200, but I usually do a bit more than that, usually because I also have a goal for the year of investing all side hustle income I make. And so that's usually an extra couple hundred a month, usually about 200. Sometimes a bit more. And then my monthly spending goal is about $1,700. I usually don't hit this. I usually go over. But as long as I'm investing enough and it like the money makes sense in my bank account at the end of every month, which it does, you know, I'm not too worried about this. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit more to like my little monthly breakdown here. I love looking at this. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the template. I love just being able to see real quick like just an overview of each month, how much I made, how much I spent, how much I invested. It really kind of helps keep me on track because it just like I can just see it all right here. You know, it's easy. I'm a very visual person. Like I need to see things constantly. Maybe I'm a visual person. Maybe I just don't have great object permanence, and so it's really helpful for me to be able to like see it all right here very quickly. Okay, so now let's start breaking down the actual numbers. Here's a little graph of everything I made this month. You'll see that my side hustle income is a lot less than last month, but last month was kind of crazy. I made like $800 in side hustles. So, you know, I don't expect that every month, but it was really, really nice. But I still had some side hustle income, so let's go into the exact numbers. From my job, I made $3,068.58. Total side hustles, I made $182.69. Breaking down those side hustles a little bit, I made $50.24 from Twitch. I don't make a lot from Twitch. I honestly get a payout of like $50 every 5-ish months. So it's not too much, but it is really nice having a little extra. And if you're interested in watching my streams over on Twitch, I've got the link in the description for you. And then next side hustle, I made $130.21 from Instagram. And by Instagram, I mean I've got a side hustle that I've had for a couple years now. I think we're gonna go on like 5 years in like March or something, which is crazy. So essentially, I've got a couple of Instagram accounts that are pretty big now, and I post things. I just like kind of repost things with credit, of course. And after a while of running those accounts, people message me being like, "Hey, how can I get my stuff on your page?" And I said, "Hey, you know what? Give me $20," and it worked. And I kind of see it as like advertising because I'm putting their stuff in front of like all the followers I've gotten. So, this just makes me a little bit of money every month, usually about $100 to $200, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty easy, it's pretty fun, and so I really enjoy doing it. But it did take a long time to build this up and to get to this point. And then the final $2.24 from the side hustles I got from selling Notion templates. So I think I sold one of my like individual D&D character sheet templates, which is very exciting. And so yeah, so I'm hoping to increase this amount over the next couple months or so. I'd love to be making more from Notion because I love Notion. I love making fun little templates, but yeah, hopefully we're just getting the ball started rolling here with that. Moving on, the next little sliver in this pie is I made $50 from credit card points. So I've got one of the Wells Fargo credit cards that gives you just a flat 2% cash back, and I cashed out $50 recently, so woo, extra $50, yay! And then my high yield savings account gave me $24.44 in interest. I've just got that account with Ally Bank, and that's where I keep my like emergency fund, all of my sinking funds for rent, bills, other stuff. And yeah, I get about 25-ish bucks a month from that. So, that's something. This brings my total income for the month of October to $3,325.71. This is definitely a bit less from last month. I think I was at like $3,800. And while that was really nice last month, I do know that isn't normal. Usually about $3,300 to $3,500 is about my normal, so this is usually what I expect every month. And I am just happy to have as much side hustle income as I do and to have it so consistent. It does vary quite a bit, but like being able to count on like at least another $100 to $200, maybe even $300 a month is pretty nice. I know I shouldn't count on it too much, but I don't know, it's pretty consistent, which I really like. Anyway, that's it for my income. Now let's get into my spending during October. So here's a little chart of all of my spending. First up, we've got rent at $7.50.99. That's that fee I was mentioning earlier that I gotta pay every month just to pay the rent, which sucks. But it's only $1. Then I spent $529.80 on transportation. So this is one of the big problems for October, and this is the thing I am the most mad about. So in this transportation, that includes like $180 for my car insurance, about like $40 for gas and stuff, and then the rest. Oh boy. So picture this. I'm hanging out with my friend in Philly. We're like on South Street. We're going thrifting. We're having a good time. I leave the thrift store holding a 4-foot painting that I got for $10, which I'm pretty happy about. But we're carrying this big 4-foot painting, and I'm like, okay, cool. We'll go put this in my car, and then we will go get dinner and something. And we walk down the street a little bit, and my car is gone. So I'm like, oh God, where's my car? And why I have this big painting? Why do I have this? And how do I find my car? So I call the number of like the building I was in front of had a sign for like a towing company. And I call that number and I'm like, hey, here's the make and model of my car. I think maybe you guys just towed it. And the lady talking to me is like, yeah, we just towed your car. We've got it right here. And I was like, cool, you guys have my car. At least I know where it is now. So we Uber back to my house. So some of the transportation costs are a couple Ubers in here, unfortunately. Uber back to my house to put this gigantic painting away. And there at my house, we realize that my friend's car keys are in my car. They're in like her jacket pocket, which she left in my car. So we take ourselves all the way to this lot where they say they have my car. We wait there for a while. A guy shows up and he is like, "We don't have your car. We have like a different one that's the same color and the same like make, but it's not the same model." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So then he calls the lady I talked to and she's like, "Yeah, we have her car." And the guy's like, "No, I didn't tow a car like that. We don't have it." And so after like a while of back and forth, they realize that they do not have my car. They have a similar car, but not my car. And this was a bit of a dumb move on my part because I should have given the lady my like license plate number when I called her the first time. And so we could have avoided this whole thing, but she didn't ask for it either, and so I didn't think to give it, but I really should have just given it to her. While I'm dealing with all that going back and forth with them, my friend is calling the parking authority, and she finds out where my car actually is, which is great, but we can't go there because we've wasted so much time at the wrong lot that now the correct lot is closed. So we call her dad, and he drives us back home, and then the next morning I go to the lot, and I pay $280 to get my car back, and then my friend comes back over in the morning and gets her car keys and all is well, and I've wasted so much money. But so I've wasted the money for getting my car out, and then also for 2 Ubers, one with the giant painting and then one in the morning to like get myself over to the lot. So I'm really mad about this. I wasted a lot of money, but I don't know. It happened. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want to think about that anymore. The next thing was travel. I spent $235.77 on travel. My boyfriend and I did a little car camping trip up to Vermont for a little long weekend, and it was really nice. And we saved a lot of money because we didn't get a camping spot or have to like stay anywhere. We just like slept in the car at a truck stop, which was kind of fun, honestly. It turned out really well, and so we were able to like use that money on going out to eat at some like really cool places, some souvenirs, bought some maple syrup, and we just had a really nice time. We went at like the beginning of the month, so it was like just starting to get to be fall vibes, and it was pretty nice. Moving on to entertainment, I spent $190.78 on entertainment. This was kind of a pricey month for me, but I did a lot of fun stuff. So first off, I count Spotify in here as entertainment, so that's $12.78. And then I spent $89 on my friend Matt's bachelor party. We went to a male strip show and we ate dinner and had a couple of drinks, and it was really fun. So I chipped in and spent $89 on the bachelor party. And then I went to go see a Rocky Horror Picture Show. There was a theater about an hour away that was like doing a live performance of it, not like the watch along with like the where you play like the movie behind it. It was like people actually doing it, and so that was really fun, and I spent another $89 on that ticket. Then I spent $150.50 on utilities. That was for the month of October, and I think there was one that like my roommate and I forgot to square up with for September, so that's how that much ended up being. That's how much I like paid myself this month. Not how much was charged this month, if that makes sense. And then I spent $145.84 on eating out. And this does not include any restaurants or things when I was on that Vermont trip. This is like separate from that. Everything included in the trip goes into travel, like activities, things I buy, food, that's all in the travel stuff. I don't feel like itemizing things after trips like that, so I just kind of do a whole big travel thing. So that means this eating out was like separate from the trip. I spent $87.58 on retail purchases. So the things I bought, I went to Goodwill. I think I got 2 pairs of jeans that time. I bought a game on Steam for about $14. I bought some packing cubes from Amazon in preparation for my big trip that was at the end of October. And I also bought a plushie of Flippy from Toontown. They were doing like a limited run of Flippy plushies, so I bought one. Next is groceries. I spent $62.20 on groceries. And then the next category I call toiletries. This is what I count as like if I buy shampoo or other things that like are kind of necessities but aren't like groceries, if that makes sense. So I spent $37.96 on toiletries. And then $25 on my gym membership. So in total, I spent $2,216.42 in October. Let's talk about my spending a little bit in more detail. So I had a small trip in November. That was the Vermont trip. And at this point, I'm filming this. I just went on a bigger trip that was like the end of October to early November. And instead of like figuring out and cutting that trip in half, I just decided to put all of the money for that trip into November because the trip was like October 30th to like November 5th or something like that. So instead of trying to break it up, I've just decided to like put it all in November. So next month in my December reset, you will see the amount I spent on that trip. So that travel money is going to be pretty high next month. Filming this right now, I've already done the math and everything, and yeah, oh boy. It's nothing too crazy, but like it's definitely the biggest thing I've done this year. And then to recap the transportation costs, I definitely want to bring that down next month, and it should be way less next month because I do not intend to get my car towed again. But, you know, who knows what'll happen. I really hope I don't have to talk about my car getting towed ever again, because God, that was so much money just wasted for no reason. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for my spending and income this month. So if you're interested in my investing, you should check out my next video that I'll have out soon. But before we wrap up here, let's talk about some of my goals for next month and kind of reflect on my last month goals. So last video I made like this, I had said that my goal for October was to put a little bit more money away for travel, which I think I did. I think I put about $100 into my travel sinking fund, and I would have liked to do more, but expenses and my car getting towed, and October was also just kind of a rough month for me for a couple other reasons, so I wasn't able to put as much away as I wanted to or focus on it, but I still think it ended up okay. So my finance goals for November, I want to cut out retail spending pretty much entirely. I don't think there's really anything I want or need to buy this month, so I'm going to try to cut that out. And I want to cut down on eating out a little bit. And the reason I want to do both of these is because I want to recover from these big expenses that I had. A lot of traveling, a lot of spending money this month, and I need to just kind of like reset a little bit and just kind of calm down, honestly. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video, learning about how much I made, what I spent this month. I love talking about it, so thank you for being here. Be sure to check out my investing video coming out pretty soon, and have a good one. Bye!